forces are, now we will talk in two manners. Force acting in what direction, causing what moment. Both these forces are acting in what direction?
Downwards.
ये इसका weight हमेशा downwards towards earth act करता है कि नहीं? Both forces are acting in the same direction, but they are causing opposite moments. Why are they causing opposite moments? Because they are on the opposite sides of the pivot. Is this much clear to you? Once again I will repeat it. When two forces act in the same direction on the opposite side of a pivot, they cause opposite moments. Is this clear to you? When two forces are on the opposite side of a pivot, causing the same moment, they are called as a couple. Opposite side of a pivot in opposite direction, they are always a couple. तो couple का the couple और क्या कहते हैं beam balance में क्या difference आप बता सकते हो? एक beam balance और एक tap में.
beam balance में दोनों नीचे ही आते हैं.
Both forces acting in same direction for beam balance. Both forces acting in opposite direction for a couple. First difference. Second difference. Beam balance we experience clockwise as well as anti-clockwise moments.
Couple
But in a couple it causes just one. ये वाला अगर हम लोग ने लेफ्ट और राइट में किया तो ये कौन सा मोमेंट क्रिएट करेगा? और अगर यहाँ से अपवर्ड यहाँ से डाउनवर्ड करते तो ये
एंटी क्लॉकवाइज.
So their agenda is to make the body move in moments in equilibrium. The agenda is to keep the body in a state of static or dynamic motion. Equilibrium. Static equilibrium मतलब एकदम चुप हो गया, मतलब रुक गया. It is not moving anymore like that. It should happen in a beam balance. It does not move. मिल गया मेरे को ये static state? Okay. Now what will be the example of that? Did you understand the difference now? Is this correct? Okay. Now, not always for any action to happen. Why do we fall? Why do we trip and fall? Why do things fall down? Because there is no equilibrium. We will come to equilibrium once again, but let us try to understand some real life examples. We fall because we lose balance. यही हम लोग हमेशा बोलते हैं कि नहीं, बैलेंस चला गया तो गिर गए. बैलेंस नहीं है इसीलिए गिरा ना. बैलेंस मतलब ही इक्विलिब्रियम है कि नहीं? हम बोल सकते हैं साइंटिफिक टर्म्स में कि बैलेंस मतलब इक्विलिब्रियम. सो कंडीशन ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम तो हम लोग समझ गए कि दोनों फोर्सेस F into S of left side should be equal to F into S of right hand side. Forces may not be equal, S may not be equal, but their product should be same. Only then the body will be in equilibrium. But if the product is not same, so which side will the body trip? Which side will the body move? Or which kind of movement will a body have? Let's see this. Now this is in equilibrium. You have an eraser or something?
हाँ.
Is it in equilibrium anymore?
No.
Why? Why is it not in equilibrium anymore? Where has it gone down? It has gone down. So what kind of moment is it trying to have now?
Clockwise.
Anti-clockwise moment it is trying to have. Can I call this body in equilibrium? No. Which side is it leaning towards? This side. Which type of moment is it going to have? Anti-clockwise. So इसको अगर मुझे बैलेंस करना है तो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं पे तो फोर्स यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा देना पड़ेगा कि नहीं? देना पड़ेगा at some point to bring it to equilibrium. So how did I decide that I have to apply force in this side? How could I decide that? Because I can see that the body is going down on this side. तो pivot के इस साइड का बॉडी अगर नीचे जा रहा है तो हम इस साइड फोर्स अप्लाई कर रही हूँ ना मैं. इसी पे तो नहीं करेंगे और ज़्यादा डिसबैलेंस्ड हो जा रहा है. So how did I decide to bring about equilibrium? To bring about equilibrium, what do I have to do? I have to equalize the forces on both the sides. And how will I equalize the force on both the sides? If one side F into S is more, I will add more F on the opposite side of the pivot. Did you understand what I did over here? I applied force downwards ना, with my finger I am doing it right now. गया. But समझ में आया? क्या है लॉजिक इसका? So equilibrium condition create करने के लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? बोलिए. Equilibrium condition create करने के लिए जिस तरफ if the anti-clockwise forces are more. Anti-clockwise more था ना? So what do we have to increase? The clockwise forces. So if I say anti-clockwise moment is, where is your eraser? हाँ, anti-clockwise moment is 40 into 2, 40 Newton into 2 meter. ठीक है? ये हम लोग verbally नहीं, we will do it as an example. Let us see a body. This is a body. This is a beam balance or a meter scale. This is my pivot. It may or may not be at the center. Pivot मैं जिधर चाहूँ कर सकता हूँ. जिस पॉइंट को मैंने लॉक कर दिया वही तो मेरा पिवट है ना, कहीं भी कर सकते हैं. Now there is a certain mass of this body. Let's say this is 10 gm, and over here the mass of the body is 40 gm. अब समझे? Here the distance is 30 centimeter. Here the distance is 15 centimeter. Clear? This is body A, this is body B. Is this clear so far? If this is my pivot, this will cause what type of movement? Clockwise. This will cause what type of movement? So what is my clockwise movement? Let us first calculate my clockwise movement. F into S, that is 15 into 40, that is equal to 600. कितना हुआ? 600. ये सेंटीमीटर है तो इसको हम लोग GF, हाँ, GF सेंटीमीटर. Let us see my anti-clockwise movements. This is not allowed. Huh? You can write it like this in your exam. Is also F into S. That is how much? 30 force into sorry 10. That is by ऐसे पहले मैंने इधर S लिखा है, no problem. So 30 is my distance S into F, that is 10. That is 300 GF centimeter. Is this clear so far? Mathematically, can you say that the body is going to trip in which moment?
Clockwise.
Clockwise, because clockwise is more, anti-clockwise is less. Clockwise is negative, anti-clockwise is positive. So net moment कितना होगा body का net moment?
Minus 300.
Minus 600 plus 300, that is equal to minus 300 GF centimeter. So which side will the body go mathematically? Minus है तो anti-clockwise जाएगा. देख के पता चल गया कि clockwise गया. पक्का? Sure? तो इसको इक्विलिब्रियम में लाने के लिए मुझे किधर ऐड करना पड़ेगा मास? एंटी-क्लॉकवाइज साइड मतलब यहाँ पे ऐड करना पड़ेगा कहीं पे? हाँ. So is this a confirmatory test for us? Did you understand how to find? Is this body in equilibrium? No. How to bring the body in equilibrium? I can add some weight over here. Calculations of it we will go to later. वो वाला examples हम लोग बाद में करेंगे. But I have to add some weight to the left hand side of the pivot. That is confirmed. How is it confirmed? By looking at the side and by looking at the values also. Is this clear to you? This, on basis of this principle, we will take up numericals in the next class, but not in today's class. Did you understand this concept? How to calculate? पक्का समझा बेटा सबको वर्ती का? Now, let us understand static and dynamic equilibrium. What is static equilibrium? Static मतलब at rest. We agree? Static मतलब at rest. So when a body remains in the state of rest under the influence of several forces, it is said to be in static equilibrium. For example, a book resting on a table. ये डाउनवर्ड फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा अपना वेट का, which will be mg. उसी का इक्वल फोर्स नॉर्मल रिएक्शन फोर्स टेबल अपवर्ड्स अप्लाई करेगा. Can I say this body is in static equilibrium? If I keep adding blocks, one day this will not no more be in static equilibrium. Why? Because downward forces which are negative, which are here we take it as positive, forget about it. Downward forces और upward forces जब तक equal है तब तक वो static equilibrium है कि नहीं? या फिर लेफ्ट फोर्स और राइट फोर्स जब तक इक्वल है तब तक भी स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम में है कि नहीं? एयर भी तो फोर्स अप्लाई करता है. अ फेदर will it sit in one place? No. If air is applying force from all directions, only then same force from all direction, only then the feather will rest. If this is your feather, this is not a feather, does not look like it, but please consider this to be a feather. If the force due to air acting on all sides of this feather is same, then the feather will be at rest. Can I call it static equilibrium? Did you understand static equilibrium? What are the examples? Yes, my
Tug
dear.
of war will be static equilibrium.
Yes, tug of war if there is no movement. But if there is no movement, we can call it static equilibrium. कोई मूवी नहीं कर रहा है, but ऐसा तो होता नहीं है, एक तरफ पुल कर लेता है. So you can't give it as an example. Because one winner is there in tug of war. Normal reaction force ही है ये. That is static equilibrium. यहाँ तक समझ में आया सबको?
Thrust का example दे सकते हैं.
If a body is a body which is floating body is in static equilibrium. Beam balance, static equilibrium. ये book kept on a table, static equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium. इसका एग्जाम्पल पहले समझो. ये एग्जाम्पल आप लोगों को मोशन इन वन डायमेंशन चैप्टर में आया था. मोशन इन वन डायमेंशन ऑफ 9th स्टैंडर्ड चैप्टर 2 when we were studying velocity and what was that? Average velocity क्या था वो? Non-uniform velocity. What happens is whenever a body which can be a body which has a certain mass, that body when it falls down, what happens to the acceleration of the body? It increases. Velocity of the body increases, acceleration छोड़ो. Velocity of the body increases, acceleration due to gravity is same, 9.8 meter per second square. But velocity धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहा है कि नहीं body का जितना पास में आ रहा है? But when we talk about lighter objects like raindrops, which can be influenced by air, air is a fluid, it offers upthrust, it offers an upward force. So for lighter objects, air can offer. If I am falling, air cannot help me, I will fall down. But if a feather or if a raindrop is falling down, for some time it gains acceleration. क्यों हंस रहा है? तो imagine कर रहा है मुझे गिरते हुए. Raindrop is falling down. For some point it will gain velocity, but after a point of time, it gets the constant speed. You know why? Because acceleration due to gravity तो act कर रहा है नीचे की तरफ, लेकिन ऊपर पता है क्या act कर रहा है? Upthrust due to air. तो वो दोनों बैलेंस हो जाते हैं एक पॉइंट पे आके और सेम स्पीड में रेन ड्रॉप गिरता है. नहीं तो हमें इतना लगता अगर रेन ड्रॉप
वैसे भी लगता ही है
बट फिर भी सोचो क्योंकि रेन ड्रॉप का वेट हमें सिर्फ लगता है. लेकिन whenever there is hailstorm, बॉम्बे we don't experience hailstorms. hailstorm में तो बाहर निकलना is मना because मत जाओ. वो कहीं पे लग गया गलत जगह पे सर्वर पे. Why? Because the velocity पहले तो heavy है. It is about 3-4 grams भी हो. But if it is coming at such a high speed, we are going to get hit by it. है कि नहीं? But raindrops are still pleasant. Why? Because it comes at a very constant velocity. That is the only and the most important example of dynamic equilibrium, where a body is moving, but moving with a constant velocity. Due to the balance of two forces. What are the two forces? mg, m into g and upthrust. समझ में आया? Examples are very important. Analytical question में example based questions आते हैं. ये क्यों होता है? वो क्यों होता है? बताओ, समझाओ. So this is very important. So did you understand dynamic equilibrium and static equilibrium? What are the conditions?
स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम में अगर हम बॉल को पुश करें तो वो एग्जांपल है.
ना my dear, बॉल तो गया.
बॉल नहीं,
बॉल को पुश करें. बॉल को पुश करें. हाँ है स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम का एग्जांपल. जब तक मैं बॉल को पुश किए जा रही तब तक स्टैटिक, बॉल भी उतना ही फोर्स मुझे देगा. इट इज स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम. बुक ऑन अ टेबल, बॉल, मी स्टैंडिंग, एवरीथिंग इज स्टैटिक. स्टैटिक के तो कई एग्जांपल है, बट डायनामिक के एग्जांपल्स बहुत हैं. ओके, अच्छा. अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ डायनामिक इक्विलिब्रियम इज they do ask these questions. अच्छा, there are 2-3 examples which I want to give you, but ये raindrop वाला example बहुत important है. Second is aircraft. अभी मेरा जो aircraft है वो तो ऊपर तो जाएगा यार. उसके बाद It continues at the same altitude in the same velocity until it reaches its destination, till the pilot announces that now we are going to descend. So in that stage, what happens? It is in a state of dynamic equilibrium. It is moving, but it is under the influence of two forces, mg downwards and upthrust of the air upwards. And upthrust एयरक्राफ्ट में बहुत एक्ट करता है. कौन बताएगा क्यों?
वो नीचे से
बहुत हॉलो होता है. एयरक्राफ्ट में कितना जगह होता है, but there are very few people sitting and they allow very few baggage because it is a hollow thing. The upthrust acting on it due to clouds and due to the air is also very high because of its voluminous nature. It is high in volume and less in density. Inside it is barely filled with anything. Okay? So also the aircraft moving is an example of what equilibrium? Dynamic equilibrium. Another example is motion of planets. Motion of planets around any heavenly body. Any planet around any heavenly body. Why? Let us understand that. ये है मेरा ऑर्बिट. इस ऑर्बिट में मैं हूँ. ये है मेरा सन. ठीक है? अभी ये सन और ये ऑर्बिट. अच्छा, आप लोगों ने ये भी पढ़ा है 9th स्टैंडर्ड में. Always direction of motion is tangential to that point. So यहाँ पे अगर planet है उसका tangent बनाओगे तो उसका direction वो होगा. इसीलिए velocity of a body which is moving in a circular path. More about that in your third part of the chapter. I'll come to that. But velocity of a body in a circular path changes. Why does it change? Because velocity is scalar or vector. Speed is scalar, velocity is vector. That means it has magnitude as well as direction. Agree to this? Magnitude तो same ही है, magnitude same है, लेकिन direction change हो रहा है कि नहीं हर point पे. इसीलिए हम इसको vector quantity बोलते हैं. और अब बोलते हैं कि velocity of planets moving around the sun is also always changing. इतना समझ गए आप लोग? Okay. Now what were we doing? Yes. ये देख. ये Fs cos थीटा है. ये वाला जो पार्ट है ना, ये हम लोग वर्क पावर एनर्जी में पढ़ेंगे. Why is the work done on this zero and why is it in static equilibrium? For now, we will study actual mathematical deduction by which you can clarify. Yawn कर ले, it's okay. उसको अंदर मत रख.
नहीं अंदर नहीं रखा है.
Okay, human to yawn, not a problem. So this we will come back to. Don't worry about that. But for now, remember 3 examples: raindrop falling, aircraft moving, and planets moving around the sun. Clear? Pakka? This is the first part of your chapter minus the numericals. Second and third part does not have any numericals. Only the first part has numericals, which are purely based on this. Okay? In the next class, I will once again do the theory, and then we will come to the numericals. और उसके बाद वाले क्लास में पार्ट बी और पार्ट सी करेंगे. which is पार्ट बी क्या है? पार्ट बी is uniform. Part B is your instincts and CG, and part C is uniform circular motion.
स्कूल में वो आई गेस फर्स्ट पार्ट का ये चल
न्यूमेरिकल्स करना. न्यूमेरिकल्स से फर्स्ट पार्ट. अच्छा, सीजी वगैरह नहीं हुआ है अब तक. सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी नहीं शुरू हुआ है.
कौस्तुभ सर भगा रहे हैं.
फर्स्ट पार्ट ही इज डन.
बाली मैम ने अभी न्यूमेरिकल्स चालू किया.
मतलब अंदर ही
बट पार्ट बी सी किया है क्या?
हमारा बी स्टार्ट हो गया.
बी स्टार्ट होगा. बी और सी एक क्लास में हो जाएगा. छोटे छोटे पार्ट से. सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी और अपना क्या कहते हैं, यूनिफॉर्म सर्कुलर मोशन. नेक्स्ट फ्राइडे वी विल ट्राई टू डू द फिनिश द न्यूमेरिकल्स.
नेक्स्ट सैटरडे भी है.
हाँ, नेक्स्ट सैटरडे. So next Saturday I will not continue with this chapter of physics. I will start with light, refraction of light. Okay, because I want to anyhow finish light, pura electricity and mechanics. So your segregation of physics this year is mechanics, which is 3 chapters. I have already discussed. वो 3 इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के 3 चैप्टर्स, हाउसहोल्ड सर्किट, उसके बाद तुम्हारा करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी और इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिज्म, एंड लाइट के 3 चैप्टर्स विच इज रिफ्रैक्शन थ्रू प्लेन सर्फेसेस, रिफ्रैक्शन थ्रू लेंसेज एंड स्पेक्ट्रम. आई हैव वांट टू कंप्लीट दीस पार्ट्स बिफोर योर मे वेकेशन एंड्स. एंड कंप्लीट मतलब मैंने कंप्लीट कर दिया और आप लोगों के दिमाग में भूसा. आई डोंट वांट दैट. Properly it should be done, because only then you will get the confidence to properly attempt all the numericals for your goals. Numericals से एक बार friendly हो गए ना आप लोग, then no one can stop you from getting good marks in physics. Okay, and I want that. और ठीक है, चलो let's end today's class. But go home and read. Next week I'll also give you your workbook, handbook, everything. So you will have material to study also.
Monday को 6:50.
हाँ, Monday से 6:50. Okay for everyone, 6:15 timing. Okay for you? Let's take a break.
Is Saturday class है? Is Saturday
No,
class?
this Saturday Sunday I am not there. This Saturday.
अच्छा मैं अभी बाहर जा रहा हूँ
मैं भी बाहर जा रहा हूँ. और after this I will not get any break.
मम्मी मैं ब्रेक देने वाला हूँ।
देखा जाएगा आप लोगों के ऊपर है. Officially no. Unofficially yes.
मैम अपेक्षा मैम दे रही है 6 साल
अपेक्षा मैम का इंग्लिश टॉपिक तुम लोग अच्छे से पढ़ते हो. साइंस तो आप लोग पढ़ते ही नहीं हो.
आगे क्या सकते हैं
बैठ ही सकते हो. I don't mind. Let's take a 5-10 minute break.
वर्ष में तो वापस
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye बेटा.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Which what is going on in maths in school for you guys? GST हो गया, banking हो गया. GST banking is छोटे chapters है. I don't want to start with that. Today I would like to start. Actually, my plan was to start with quadratic equation, but both of them are absent, so I will have to repeat it with them. So I will be doing which chapter was that? Quadratic equation, ratio of factorization of polynomials. Factorization of polynomials is a very easy chapter, but it comes for almost 3, 6, 8 marks in your paper. So let's do this. This is easy, so it will be easy for me also to train them. But let us start with this chapter. Okay, factor theorem and remainder. Just give me a few minutes. थोड़ा break लो. Let us start at 7:27 हो रहा है ना 35.